Hey guys, Charles from the Thought Not Series podcast here doing another Aether Revolt draft, and here I'm picking up a pacification array. I think Shock and Leaving the Dust are slightly better as is Bastion Inventor, but pacification array gets the nod because it's colorless, so it can fit into more decks, and it also is an artifact, so it can help with improvised synergies. So here, got some good cards. There's Caught in the Brights, Bastion Inventor, and Daring Demolition. Of these, Bastion Inventor goes with Pacification Array the best because, having a tapper that also helps with your improvised cards is very good. Daring Demolition is just like the strongest on power level. Caught in the Brights is just a little bit easier to cast. There's also Oath of Ajani, which is, I think, a little bit below these in power level and is gold. So I think we're going to go with Daring Demolition here. Just try to stay open with the most powerful cards you can get. Okay, so there's Druid of the Cowl, pretty good. I like my accelerators in limited. There's Sweatworks Brawler, which goes well with this pacification array, and I think Black-Red's... I've only drafted this once, but I think Black-Red seems kind of strong. There's also Hinterland Drake. Interesting. It all depends on, how well do I think Black-Green versus Black-Red play together. I'll go with Druid here. I think it's just more powerful by itself. And I guess this is a similar print run because we're faced with the same choice. I think now that I've picked the first Druid, the second Druid is kind of a slam dunk, right? So not a lot here. I guess I'm taking a Bastion Inventor, if we end up, in just blue-green, the Druids can help get them out quickly anyways. There's a Frontline Rebel, a High Spire Infusion. We aren't married to any of these picks, but... Ooh. Okay, there's Enraged Giant and a Chandra's Revolution. An Implement and a Leaving Dust. I think I'm gonna take Enraged Giant. So, again, not married to any of these picks. We're really just trying to figure out what's open, get a good idea of what the other people at the table are doing. I guess it's either Leaving the Dust or High Spire Infusion here. High Spire Infusion goes into pretty much any green deck. So I think Leaving the Dust is fine here, though. Haven't been past very many black cards, so Daring Demolition may bite the dust. Okay, not much here. Negate for the sideboard, maybe? Universal Solvent? We do have two Druids of the Cowl, so maybe they can accelerate that up, but that's not terribly exciting. There's an Implement of Combustion, which is at least in the improvised colors. I guess I'll take a Solvent, but, it's just another 1-mana artifact. Not exciting. And this is our original pack. Okay, another Leaving the Dust is certainly... actually, it's not as good as the first one. Having a lot of 4-drops isn't the greatest. I guess I'll just pick up an Automaton here. It's not the worst card. It can help improvise stuff out, and the activated ability is not irrelevant. So I think blue's kind of open, given we saw those Leaving the Dusts. Like, we saw 2 druids, but those were early picks, so can't really put too much value on those. It's kind of the value of picking this pacification array up early, right? Okay, it's either Swooper or Inventor. I'm going with the Inventor here. Alright, now these are particularly good. Yes, Precise Strike. It's like not the worst combat trick. There's like Implement and Negate. Wheel. I guess I'll take a Negate for the sideboard. Sure. Probably not playing this unless I get a bunch of, ooh, that's good. A bunch of, like, Prophetic Prisms and stuff like that. Because it's not a May. I'm glad to pick this up late. It's kind of a signal, I think, that blue is pretty open. Given that it's, like, third to last. Like, I mean, I know it's a bad divination, but bad divination can still be good. And I think here we're taking Release the Gremlins. There's also an Aether Thief. That card's so good. Like, this card's basically a Manic Vandal that sometimes just blows your opponent out in this format. But there's also a Skyship Plunderer and a Shielded Aether Thief that are both really good. Man. Let's kind of put these off-color cards off to the side. Because it doesn't look like they're very open. Yeah, I guess, I mean, there's also the argument that, you know, it's a rare, you should take rares early in the format and try to play them. Because we know Shock's good, we know that Skyship Plunder is good. Like, these are both very good on rate. And it's interesting to see how good these cards actually are. So, I'm going to take this and, I mean, I think it's good. I'm not sure how better it is than Shock or the Skyship Plunder, but I do know that I want to see how good it is exactly. Okay, there's a Monstrous Onslaught, which is really good, but it is double colored. You have any Undying Partisans? Also, like, a few ticks, though, so I think I do need to take that. Let me do a quick search here. Oh, no, it's like 2.5 ticks on MTGO Traders, and that's not the buy list price, so okay, I'm actually feeling a little bit more comfortable taking something like an Onslaught here. I don't know, maybe we can make the mana work. I mean, otherwise there's like Prey Upon or Lath, New Sailback. We already have a really good top end. I don't think Ornithopter is particularly playable. Okay, there's a Dragster, an Aether Swooper, an Implement of Examination, ooh, or an Unbridled Growth. We might just be like blue-green splash red. We don't have that many red cards, actually. We just have the Precise Strike, which we don't need to play. So I think Unbridled Growth is actually the right pick here. I think I would like to get back Aether Swooper or Implement of Examination, but I think this is back on the table. And the good thing about Monstrous Onslaught is that it chooses those values as you cast it, meaning that you basically just can't get blown out by it. Okay, I'm in for like a Windkin Raiders here or a Prey Upon. Both of these seem pretty good. We have 3. I think going up to 4 improvised cards is probably right. Prey Upon's also really good. Yeah, when in doubt, just take the cheaper card. Ooh. Lots of good green cards here. And this makes me pretty glad I didn't take the the Winkin Raiders, because this gives me license to take an expensive, powerful card. Like, look at this. Revolutionary, Scrounging Bandar, Aether Leopard. These are all very solid cards, and I don't think I'll get one of these back. I mean, I don't know, maybe I will, but I think Ridge Scale Tusker is the most powerful of these. And here I'm fine taking a Hinterland Drake, or maybe an Implement of Ferocity. Dark Intimations is really cool, but I don't think it's what we're in for right now. Yeah, I just want creatures to attack and block with right now. Okay, there's another Unbridled Growth, or a Hinterland Drake. Both of these are pretty good. Like, this blocks a lot of things, like Windrakes and stuff, and Unbridled Growth. I mean, I don't have any Revolt cards, so I guess it's not as important. I mean, there is the Enraged Giant and release the Gremlin Splash, too. But yeah, I think I just want more creatures here. Okay. I like both these cards. Aether Leopard is just very strong, and Implement of Ferocity is I think one of the better implements. I think I'm just gonna take a Leopard here. Okay. Rebuke or Aether Herder. Aether Herder's okay. I mean, it's not quite Pima Outrider, but it's also an Artificer, which is interesting. I mean, like, Metallic Rebuke's okay, but I was never the biggest fan of Mana Leak to begin with. Alright, I might be in for a red implement. I mean, I'm not too excited about it. Yeah, not excited about a Frontline Rebel either. Like, I don't want my splash color to be this weird, card that has to attack each turn of Fable. Alright, which Dispersal Technician? Dispersal Technician. Alright, I'm going with the Leopard here. So this is turning more from, like, a dedicated improvised deck into more of just a beatdown deck. Stratagem is one card that I may or may not play. Like, it combos with this guy, and I'm not sure what else. Okay, well, there's a Combustible Gear Hulk, which is really good. Like, just 6 mana, 6/6 first striker, but our mana base can't really support it, though, which makes me sad. Like, yeah, we need, like, 6 red sources to get a double red spell. Is it worth something, at least? That might give me an excuse to take it and jam it into my deck. Combustible Gear Hulk is less than $1, so I think I'm just taking Seed Sculptor here. It's just a 2-drop that brings the beats. Otherwise, like, Malfunction, but that might wheel. Inventor's Goggles has been surprisingly strong. That's a Druid. That's an Artificer. It's a Beast. So trying to pick between Harness Lightning, Serve Another Conduit, Hunt the Weak. So in terms of removal, we have Prey Upon, Leave in the Dust, Monstrous Onslaught. There's Tezzeret's Ambition, but I'm a little wary of playing really expensive spells here. I think I'm just going to take the Harness Lightning because that's good early or late. Serve Another Conduit is good, but we already have 2 ramp spells. I guess there's also an Aether Meltdown, but Harness Lightning is kind of where we want to be. Okay, I'm in for a Welding Sparks. Maybe a Glass Blower's Puzzle Knot. I mean, we do have some energy synergies. It pumps up our Aether Stream Leopards. It helps with Harness Lightning. It improvises. And the other cards just aren't that exciting. Yeah, I'm down for a Glass Blower's Puzzle Knot. Why not? No, definitely don't want a second one, but the rest of these cards are not very good. I guess I could take like an Ornamental Courage. Or just a Windrake. Gotta bring those beats. May or may not play that. Ooh, I do like Blossoming Defense. It is a worthy combat trick because it can save your creatures from removal. Alright. I'm probably not playing, but yeah, I can save your creatures from like a Daring Demolition. It can pump your guys for lethal and stuff. It's very versatile. None of these are really what I want. Just put this in the sideboard. Okay. Yeah, this is a fine time to pick up a Malfunction. Guess I'll put that in the sideboard. Okay, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess 1, 2, 3. I have 5 artifacts. I guess Universal Solvent can stay as a split card of Mox and removal spell. I mean, the saving grace is that it's cheap, right? I mean, also the fact that Druid of the Cowl is, I mean, it's like it's improvising the old-fashioned way, making these cheaper with by itself. I guess we can take out the Welder Automaton now. Let's see what removal spells we have. Oh yeah, Salvage Scholar can get out. Sure. I certainly don't mind a Weldfast Monitor. And none of these are particularly good. Guess I'll take an Ornamental Courage for the sideboard. Whirlmaker for the sideboard is actually not a bad sideboard card because you can bring it in slow matchups and where they have a ton of spot removal. Probably don't need a Windrake. Vidalcan Blade Master is... don't think where we want to be. Well, we also don't have that many creatures. We actually don't have that bad of a removal suite. So we might just be fine taking out the Malfunction. Oh yeah, we also have a Pacification Ray. I forgot all about my first pick. Now let's put the rest of our non-creature spells over here. So this is like our conditional removal spell pile. I don't feel very good going below 14 creatures. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of 6 artifacts. So these are generally going to be like 1 or 2 cheaper, which is not bad, not bad. And maybe Universal Solvent is just not that playable. I mean, I do appreciate the fact that it costs 1, but... Oh, there's also the Onslaught, which is very good. But the fact that it just costs 7 to activate is really unexciting. And I do think we need an unbridled growth for fixing, because the guy casts these red spells somehow. Maybe I can take out the release the gremlins and just bring that in when it's going to be good. Because, I mean, it is a splash card too. Like, if I cut the Enraged Giant, I guess I can cut the Malfunction here. Maybe I can cut the Enraged Giant. Like, these guys are just more of top-end stuff. Like, maybe like 3 or 4 mana stuff. And the fact that I'm already cutting like these cheaper artifacts means that stuff like Enraged Giant becomes just less exciting, because I have to have red mana for this. Like, it's no good like having 2 artifacts and this guy on turn 4 if I just don't have the red mana. And then maybe because I'm kind of reducing this improvised sub-theme, I can just cut the Glassblower's Puzzle Knot. And then... it does help with the mana base, though, because I need to have red mana for 3 of my most important removal spells, so... And it does tap for mana for the Bastion Inventors here. Like, normally I don't like cards like this, but I think in this deck it's kind of necessary. What would I cut then? Maybe a Blade Master, but we're already at 13 creatures. I guess Release the Gremlins is sort of like a creature. Yeah, I just don't want to go down to 12. Like, 13 is kind of the minimum of where you kind of want to be. Yeah, I guess I can just cut the Puzzle Knot, just take the risk of not being able to cast spells. I mean, there's also the Unbridled Growth. We can put in like 2 mountains, and we also don't have double... I guess we have double green, but we don't have double blue, so it's kind of like a green deck splashing blue and red in that way. 10 forests? I think that's way too many. We want somewhere around 8 forests, probably 5, like 6 islands, something like that. Alright. So this is not nearly as good as my first deck, but that deck was amazing, so it's hard to really top that. Okay, see you guys round 1.